to chase. Bargain sharp, don't lose your place. Master the table, control the space. No meal, no deal, prep it right. Tables turn in the heat of the fight. Mix the terms, let the flavors ignite. Serve it bold, seal it tight.
Welcome to No Meal, No Deal, the cooking show where we get to know the person behind the expert. We're going to invite pioneers in the world of negotiation and put them in a situation where they might not be an expert. And as you can see, that's the kitchen. The goal is to not only know more about the expertise, but more importantly, get to know who they really are. Our guest today is Matthias Schranner. He's the founder and CEO of the Schranner Negotiation Institute. I've been working for him for more than 8 years, and anything I know about negotiation, I learned from him or his colleagues. So, without further ado, let's get cooking with Matthias Schranner. Welcome back to the third and final episode of No Meal, No Deal with Matthias Schranner. We're cooking pasta with eggplant. You said that is your favorite dish, your signature dish. Tell me why.
Well, it's a signature dish because I have invented it. And what's so fun about this?
That's just a statement.
Because it's called pasta alla norma. Alla norma, like grandma. But I do it differently, and I would like to show you why and why it's so much better than alla norma. It's called alla Matteo because my name in Italian is alla Matteo.
I don't want to be there. I want to know it all. However, nonna is Italian for grandma, not norma.
Grandma?
Yeah, nonna.
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 Norma?
Norma is a region in Italy, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Should we do that again? Or? let's
This
keep
is
it.
why he's the boss.
First, please fact check it.
Alla nonna, alla norma, you're right.
Is it alla norma, right?
Yeah.
Because nonna is grandma. But fact check it.
You don't have to remember alla norma or alla nonna. You just have to remember alla Matteo.
Well, with that mindset, let's just dive right into it. What are we doing? What can I do?
As always, olive oil.
Olive oil?
Always the best olive oil. Never take the cheap one. It should be extra virgin. And more. No, it's good.
So
not too hot.
Not too hot? I got you.
Because very often
Let me just...
a lot of chefs they burn the vegetable.
And they burn the oil, actually.
And they burn the oil, yeah.
Especially good olive oil has a very low smoking point, so you don't want it to be too hot.
No. So if you cook, let's say Thai or Malaysian, then you use a different oil.
Yeah, like a neutral oil, like a granola or is it granola? Granola is like the canola oil. There's like
it's a normal
canola oil. Yeah, I just have my American friend back behind the camera. It's canola oil. Granola is the thing you eat for breakfast, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. So sunflower oil, something like that.
Okay. So you do it like this. You slice it like this, and then one more. And as you can see, now it's prepared, and now we can prepare it for the pan.
All right, let's get back to negotiating. In the last episode, we learned about how you manage your negotiation partner, right? So you want to ask, don't want to ask the right question. You want to place the right demands to get to the bottom of what is actually important for your negotiation partner, right? Let's talk more about us, because in the Schranner concept, please correct me if I'm wrong, but we always talk about we're very self-focused, right? So we prepare for ourselves, we don't prepare for the other side. How do we prepare ourselves? Like, how do we know what we want?
It sounds easy, however, it isn't easy. Because if you negotiate, before you prepare the negotiation, you always negotiate with yourself. So you think by yourself, should I negotiate? What is the risk? What might be the outcome? if you're afraid about the conflict, then you reduce your target, you limit yourself by negotiating with yourself. So you should never negotiate with yourself, because if you negotiate with yourself prior to a difficult negotiation, you will definitely limit your target. So you need to talk to some colleagues, to some friends. So what could be the outcome? So what could I ask for? It needs to be very, very high.
Okay.
It needs to be unrealistic.
Okay.
Because if it's realistic, then you might think, it's too loud.
I think it's okay. Right.
Das müsst ihr ausschalten, glaube ich.
Oh yeah, that's hot. So we already prepared the pasta water. So before we get too much into the depth of negotiation, we still have to make the pasta. Should we, because the oil is hot, should we put in some eggplant?
Okay, so before we put the eggplant in the pan, in a very brief summary, never negotiate with yourself. You need to ask your colleagues, someone with a different experience, different perspective, what could we aim for? What could be a target? It needs to be huge, it needs to be big, it needs to be unrealistic, because you need to put yourself in this I want to play the game mindset. If you come up with a very small target, then you are afraid, and the opponent party, they see it, they smell it, they will analyze you quickly, because then you show your weakness.
Yeah. So in the Falk Academy, in the Foundations of Negotiation, we actually call it, well, it's already a bit too hot.
So that's okay.
Opa.
That's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
There we go. I'm just playing around with the thing here, and it doesn't really work. That's good enough. In the Falk Academy, with the Foundations of Negotiation, we talk about the maximum target, which is, as you said, it's unrealistic. It's supposed to be unrealistic, right? It's like a, we call it, it's a lighthouse that gets you through a stormy sea, and stormy sea in that picture is a tough negotiation, right? Because in a tough negotiation, it gets really emotional really fast. Would you consent to that picture of a lighthouse, of a...
I love this idea of a lighthouse, because you need a vision, you need something to focus on. Yeah? And I love lighthouse, it's a very good element of a negotiation, because under pressure, in a stormy sea, you need to know where's your lighthouse, you need to know what you want and what you don't want. And this is why, in addition to the so-called maximum target, you need a minimum target, meaning you need to know what are my boundaries, what is my so-called red line, the walk-away position, which you need to define prior to the negotiation.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to change it in the negotiation. It's very important.
Interesting, just one step before, you just said you need to know what you want and you need to know what you don't want. What is more important?
What is more important? I think it's not maximum or minimum. You need always both sides. You need the maximum target for the mindset.
Okay.
And you need the walk-away position for the least acceptable outcome.
Okay, so if you enter the negotiation with, let's say, a negative mindset, a negative target in mind, is that good? Like being, okay, I need to avoid that we will have a price increase. Is that a good target?
No.
Why?
Never ask why.
If you want to know why, never ask why, watch the previous episode.
If the target is you want to avoid something, then your mindset is playing not to lose instead playing to win. And it's like in sports, if you start your, let's say, football game by the mindset, I hope we won't lose, then you will lose.
Okay.
Because you put yourself in a defensive justifying position. And this is why do not focus on what we want to avoid. You need to know what you want. And it's really interesting, and this is our experience in our consulting business, that most people, most of our clients, they know exactly what they don't want.
Yeah.
And they don't know what they really want, because they're so afraid of this conflict. So more oil?
More oil, please. Oh, that's a lot of oil, but we've learned before, there's never enough oil. Just gonna take care of that. So I think the goal here is just to get a little bit of color on there, right? Just to get them...
Even more than color. It's taste. So you don't have to do it the entire time, you know.
Just let them sit there.
Because it needs to be... They need to get a little bit of color.
Okay. Oh,
Oops. Sorry.
that's all right. So. All right. Where were we?
Target.
Target. Yes, thank you. So talking about the minimum target, maximum target, you said that mindset is a very important thing. If you compare the Schranner concept to the Harvard concept, and we picked up on that in the previous episode as well, what's the difference between those two concepts when it comes to target?
Harvard concept is win-win. Our focus is win, which doesn't mean win-lose. It just means I want to win.
Can you elaborate on that? Because I think that's a very big misconception when I talk with friends or with people who are interested in the topic. When they hear about our concept, they always think that when we talk about embracing the conflict, when really seeking the conflict, that we want the other party to lose, right? But
no, that's definitely wrong. It's if I you can
turn it up, but
max to max because
max?
then it gets more. Just for a couple of seconds, but
Yes.
then it gets this crispy brown.
Got it.
If I play to win, then I force you to play to win as well. So if, let's say, from sports, if Bayern Munich is playing against Real Madrid, you force me to play better.
I see.
Because you are the best, maybe right now the best team in the world. If I want to beat you, I need to be better prepared. I need to be fit. I need to be really in this play to win mindset. Otherwise, I will lose anyway. So
even if I'm like objectively the weaker club or the weaker.
So what is the objective?
Hey,
What is
you tell me.
Yeah, there is no objective. There is no truth in a negotiation. It's always an assumption. And as what we have learned before, do not negotiate with yourself, so you never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because just maybe really quick detour, real quick.
I want to win, you want to win.
Yes.
If I want to win, I need to be well prepared, I need to fight for my target.
Yeah.
And I play by the rules. That's very important. I'm not unfair, I'm not using manipulation, I'm not using tricks. I play by the rules, and you play by the rules. So I want to win. If we, both parties, if we play to win, you will get the possible outcome, I will get the possible outcome, the best possible outcome. Yeah. And you might say, okay, this is win-win. No, it's not. Because if I start with win, I don't want to fight for my target. So I make concessions too early. I offer compromise too early. I postpone too early. I escalate too early. Because I would say, okay, I don't want to win, and this is why I make concession. And this is why, from our perspective, we are a play to win. It's just an excuse, because they're not well prepared.
Not play to win, that we want the win-win, right? From the beginning.
Yeah, I want to win,
yeah,
and you want to win. Which is not win-win, which is different.
Oh, watch out there.
So
okay.
Now,
there's a lot of nice color on here. I don't know if you can pick it up from up there. Maybe just doing a little bit of detour and just putting it into perspective of the younger generation, right? I'm going to let you finish there. Should we put the pasta in as well right now?
Yeah, because amazing. It takes around 10 minutes, I guess.
Where is it? I saw it over here. So, let me put that in. So what does it say? Is it 10 minutes? It's 12 minutes, so that's plenty of time for us to have a good discussion. So, obviously the pasta water has been salted, so don't worry about that. that's very important, but I think you've heard that in any other cooking show like already like 300 times. So yeah. Matthias, what are you doing over there?
So a little bit of salt, not too much, a little bit of salt, because now we need to give them a couple of minutes. Huh?
Okay.
To increase the taste. Huh? Because now it's a little bit brown, a little bit crispy. With the salt, it will be amazing.
Okay.
So, oil,
Yes.
as always,
Even more.
and you can heat it up a little bit.
Yes. Getting back to the topic of mindset, especially or putting it into perspective for the young generation, right? What I hear a lot about, and I actually been in many situations where I, as a young person, enter a negotiation and I have, I don't know, like a worst case, a white old man, very senior, very, very experienced.
Like me.
Like you, working for a big corporate, and I'm there just selling my little product, which is called the Falk Academy. Because you said that there's no objective power, right? Can you elaborate on that? So,
Well, if I talk to you, I need you. Otherwise, I wouldn't talk to you. Easy.
so
I'm a CEO.
yeah,
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the founder of my company. I don't have time. So if I take some time to listen to you, I need something. Otherwise, I wouldn't talk to you. So what you need to find out, why do I talk to you? Don't ask me why. Maybe I don't know it. Maybe I do have the feeling I need to come up with new ideas for my company. Maybe I missed the boat with AI or with the younger generation.
Yeah.
Maybe my products are not prepared for the younger generation. Maybe my marketing is focusing only on old white men and not on new generation. So maybe I know it, I know what I want. More often I don't know it. However, I do have the feeling there might be something which is useful. And this is why I talk to you. This is why I need you, you need me. It's balanced, otherwise it wouldn't be a negotiation.
maybe this is a dumb question, but I think a lot of people listening to you and listening to our conversation might have had the same idea or the same question. If you don't have,
I think it's
is it? Ah, yeah, it's actually no,
okay. Pause.
no, it's actually no, it's on.
Okay. Okay.
But we can turn it off. Listening to you, you're a CEO. You don't have a lot of time. You take the precious time. Why don't you just say what you want? Like, why don't we just skip the negotiation part and just say, okay, that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. Do we meet each other? No, so be it. Or do we meet? Like, why don't we? Why do we negotiate? Why is it even necessary?
We have to negotiate because I don't know the options and you don't know the options. And this is why we need this. That's the reason for negotiations. We need to figure out what possibilities do we have. If it would be, if it's obvious, you don't need to negotiate.
Maybe just to make that a bit clearer, what is a negotiation based in your, like your definition of a negotiation? Maybe just to shine light on it.
You went to the supermarket, you bought this eggplant.
Yeah.
Did you negotiate?
Of course not.
So, because it was obvious that you pay an amount of money for this fresh eggplant. There is no question about it, you know. If you talk about AI, for example, this is what you do with your company. You do a lot of research with the AI. I know something about AI. However, you dive deeper than my company. And this is why, of course, I'm interested. But I don't know it. How should I know it? And what I believe in a lot of negotiations, that if I can understand what you do, then I don't need to negotiate. So if I have to negotiate, there's always uncertainty.
Yeah.
There's always a risk. The risk of missing the boat. You know, there's a risk of not getting the right information. And this is why, of course, I'm interested in what you do.
Okay, putting that into perspective again with, let's stick with the salary negotiation, right? Mm-hmm. How would you translate what you just said into that situation? Because, I mean, as a manager, you should know what I do.
Well, so you're the, let's say I'm the manager, you're the employee, right?
Yeah.
You want more money. Huh?
Yeah.
So what I don't know is I don't know your options. I don't know your alternatives. I don't know your
Like another job offer.
maybe.
Or,
Huh?
okay, yeah.
You don't know, and which you would never tell me. Why should you? Huh?
Because I trust you.
Yeah, because welcome to the real world. Huh? Because if I don't know about your options, about alternatives. You don't know about my alternatives. Maybe I found another one who has more experience and is maybe asking for less money. So you never know my alternatives. You never know my options. I don't know yours, and this is why we need to negotiate. You don't have to negotiate for the eggplant, yeah? But you have to negotiate with me.
Maybe that is a out there question, but I'm just gonna let you finish it. So we didn't comment on anything we did here, but I think you can, if you're visual learners, it will be sufficient.
Well, that's easy. But
It's just
onions.
The onions, garlic, a bit of tomato paste, just stir it up a bit, and that's it.
Do we have Brühe?
Oh yeah. Oh, we forgot to prepare that, but we can also just put in more tomato sauce, like thin tomato sauce. Never mind. We have everything here. I didn't ask.
Some pepper, fresh pepper. Some salt, not too much because we do have salt on the eggplant already.
We used to have Brühe, which is broth, but well, we missed one thing. I'm sorry, that's on me. I thought we had it. Okay. I hope. So normally you would put any kind of broth in here, preferably vegetable stock, right?
Vegetables, yeah.
So just imagine there's vegetable stock in here right now. Do you trust people?
So what is the meaning of trust? Do I trust? I trust that you're telling me the truth. What I don't trust is that you know the truth.
Okay.
So I trust in you as a person. I don't trust in your knowledge because maybe you don't know what's possible.
That's an interesting take.
But this is why I have to negotiate because you don't know it and I don't know it. So let's figure it out.
Interesting. I've never seen it from that perspective. So you trust the person, but you don't trust their knowledge. That's a good statement right there. Interesting. Why do you like? Where did it come from? Like coming back to the idea of this cooking show. Right now we talked a lot about the concept itself. What made you mistrust the knowledge of people?
17 years working law enforcement, police. Even if you get a parking ticket, you lie to the police officer.
Right, but that's actually lying, right? That's not having no knowledge.
Yeah, but
it's lying.
It's lying. But you believe you are allowed to lie to a police officer. If you get a parking ticket, then you go to the police office and say, well, I just had to pick up some medicine for my son at home. Yeah? And so you give yourself the authority to lie to me. Because you think, if you get a pocket ticket, the ethics are on my side. And this is why I'm allowed to lie. And as a police officer, if you talk to people, most of them, they lie to you.
Okay.
No, I didn't drink.
I
didn't drink this. No, I didn't smoke shit. I didn't do that. No, I wasn't. No, the bank robber. No, that's not. No, I didn't beat my wife.
Okay.
No, of course. Why do you accusing me of doing this bad things to my kids? So all the criminals lie to me, and this is why I have developed the feeling that if I trust my opponent parties, then I might show my cards too early. And this is why you have to show me that I can trust you. So I don't trust you from the beginning, but you have to gain your respect.
How do you do that in negotiation?
I just test you. I test you.
Which role does the principle of reciprocity play with that?
Okay, always. Reciprocity is one of the most important ones, so give and take.
Yeah, so tit for tat, right? So it's
No, tit for tat is different. No, wait, watch out. Watch out. So reciprocity means it's give and take. Let's say I give you an information, you give me an information. Tit for tat means it's the fight. I fight against you, you fight against me. Reciprocity is more like we want to achieve the same thing. Yeah.
okay. Interesting. So how's the pasta doing back there?
I think it's good.
It's good. I think we have like 1 more minute to go, and that also looks good. Do we have to put anything else in here except broth? So where were we? You don't trust people. You don't. You trust people. You don't trust their knowledge, because you've been.
They don't know options.
Yeah.
They don't know alternatives. There's always a lack of information, always. They don't know me. They don't know what I want.
Okay.
They have no idea what might be a possible outcome. And this is why, it sounds so harsh. I don't trust my negotiation partner. However, it's true. So you have to show me. You have to earn my respect.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't talk to you. I test you, huh? And if I get the feeling that you are on eye level,
Yeah.
then I talk. Then I negotiate with you. Otherwise, otherwise I go.
How are noodles?
Noodles.
Pasta?
Did you say noodles?
How are they?
Did you really say noodles?
Let me get a. We have a little expert cup here from the Schranner Negotiation Institute, which you can buy in our shop. So we're gonna save some pasta water. Are they done yet, or
No, we don't need water. All good. You
No need it? No water?
No, you can
drain them?
drain them.
Of course. Maybe while I drain them, just a question to think about: is the bluff, aka lying, a tactic that is allowed in a negotiation?
No.
Is bluffing allowed?
Bluffing is different. Bluffing is different to lying. So
Tell us.
what
Enlighten us.
what is lying is I know the truth and I lie to you. So it's unfair. Don't do it. It's not allowed. Never lie to your opponent party. Bluff is different. Bluff is you pretend the feeling, which is completely different. So you create a scenario that there might be a negative outcome for both of us. Like, well, if we don't come to a conclusion today, our compliance unit might have some critical questions.
Is that a bluff or just a tactic?
Bluff is a tactic. The question is always what is, from an ethical standpoint, what is okay, what's not okay. It depends on the culture you're in. It depends on your personality. It depends on our relationship. So it depends on a lot of things. I think it's too easy to say it's right or wrong.
Okay.
Lying, never. Bluffing is creating scenarios, which might be,
All right. Thank you for
I need
enlightening us.
parmesan.
Need Parmigiano Reggiano.
So what we do now, the sauce is prepared. So now the eggplant. Bring it back to the sauce.
That looks great.
We do a little bit of.
Yeah, my fingers are a bit full of olive oil after all the cooking.
Very also important. Let's do a short ad break. Microplane. Don't buy other stuff. Just microplane and le croissant.
Le Creuset.
Le croissant.
Le Croissant.
Don't save money on your Oops, that's a little bit too far. Don't save money on your
equipment.
So also very important. Now we use basil. Basil always at the end, because if you put it in too early, then you definitely lose the taste.
Looks great.
Do
you need a second spoon or something, just to?
Yeah, you can.
I have where did I put it? I had it somewhere. Ah, over here.
So the last.
I already prepared it.
The last 3-4 minutes. You let them
cook in the sauce.
Cook in the sauce a little bit. And as you can see,
looks amazing already.
It's amazing. So let's wait for 2 minutes and then we're done.
And I'll use those 2 minutes to wrap up here. In the beginning you said you can go over to your space again. In the beginning you said in this first episode that you need good ingredients to produce a good dish. What are good ingredients in the negotiation world?
Good ingredients, good atmosphere. Don't commit yourself too early. Be open-minded. Play to win. And you force the other party also play to win. These are good ingredients to start with. You need to be prepared from a content perspective, not over-prepared. Because if you're over-prepared, then you prepare what's good for me, what's good for them, and then you come up with a proposal too early.
Yeah.
You need to be prepared from a strategic perspective. So how do I start? It's like chess. There are, let's say, I think I saw a book with, there are 200 different opening opportunities. And it's like in a negotiation, this is what you need to prepare. So do we start with demands? Or do we start with listening to the other side? Do we start with talking about common interests? Or do we say what we want? So these are techniques and strategies which you need to prepare. At the end of the day, it's all about being open-minded, allow some creativity, come up with new ideas, test the other side. The other side will test you. They will come up with, could we increase the volume by 3,000%? Never say no. Never say yes. Never ask why. That's okay. Note it. Take some notes. And then you come up with your demands. Might it be possible to think about a 100-year contract? So Hong Kong was 100 years. Right? So you think about different options and keep going, always keep going. So if the ball is rolling, don't stop it in. Keep going, always.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Maybe just to wrap it up, 2 last questions. Question 1, what is the salt of negotiation? You know, like when cooking, you just add a bit of salt, it tastes better. What is like the tactic, the strategy that you say is the most important one for a successful dish, for a successful negotiation?
Freshness.
Freshness. In which sense?
Like here, if everything is, if you get the best eggplant, the best basil, the best cheese, if everything is fresh, if your brain is fresh, if you're eager to learn, if you want to know what's behind the mask of your negotiation partner, if you try to find out the real motive, that's freshness. Be fresh.
So, in other words, curiosity?
It's more. Curiosity is I want to know it. Fresh means, so curiosity means I do have my position and I want to know yours. Freshness is more. It's I'm willing to think about my position. And I come up with fresh ideas. Because in all the negotiations we support, like peace negotiations in Lebanon, for example, they have tried everything before. They talk to governments, diplomats, they have tried everything. And now they ask us, what can you do? And now we come up with fresh ideas, freshness. We say, okay, let's skip everything. Could you talk about this? Have you thought about that? And with fresh ideas, there's a willingness to rethink, to reconsider my position, and I want to know your position. I want to know your motive, your interest. I don't ask you what is your interest, because most of the time you don't know it. I don't ask why don't you accept it. So I keep testing, and that's the art of a negotiation. That's the most important ingredient from my perspective. It's freshness. Be fresh.
That's very nice. It's very strong. And last but not least, we have 1 minute left before this dish is ready.
At the end, basil, not too early, and some parmigiano, and well, that's pasta alla Matteo.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And very final question for this cooking session here. What are your tips for the younger generation? What can we learn? What do we have to look out for in a negotiation?
It's you can learn it. You can learn it. You can learn to control yourself. You can learn to control the situation. You can learn to control your negotiation party. You can learn how to formulate a demand, how to reject a demand. You can learn how to summarize. You can learn how to set milestones. So you can learn everything. And this is why it's so important to sign up for Falk Academy, because this is the best platform globally to learn how to negotiate successfully at your age. You don't need to know my advice. You don't need to listen to my advice and to my experience. You need to listen to the founder and CEO of Falk Academy, because you know it better than me.
Well, that was very uplifting, I'd say. Thank you. And thank you for the amazing food that you created for us, that you cooked with us.
You don't know it, so just test it.
Yeah, well, let's get the team in here for one last final taste test. And you didn't taste along the way, right? So you are very confident that this is...
I don't have to taste it. I have done it so often, so I've...
It looks amazing. Do we have a nice...
We have an item.
Amazing.
Absolute beauty of it.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. It is amazing.
I'm gonna take my 5th fork. I keep losing my fork.
That's why I stored it.
That is amazing.
That's the dish of the night.
That's really nice.
So what is your
We're
favorite?
gonna learn how to cook this. We just cook this in a few months.
That's really nice.
That could be you.
This is really fresh. No, but really,
So what's
I
your-
love the touch of basil.
What's your favorite from all these 3 dishes?
Come back into frame here. Just...
Oh yeah. Sorry about that.
So asking you guys, what is your favorite? We tasted the white beans with the tuna, zucchini, and now pasta alla Matteo. What's your favorite?
I mean, it'd be a crime to not say pasta.
Yeah, also I'm a bit biased because pasta is like my favorite in general. But yeah, this is really good. I think the 2 starters before were the perfect leading up for the palate to accompany this pasta with.
Yeah. And the eggplant is different, right? Different to alla nonna.
Amazing. Well, let's enjoy that food, and then we jump right to the end card. Well, that's a wrap. We just finished the 3rd episode of No Meal, No Deal with Matthias Schranner. The food was amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing your recipes, but also your knowledge, your experience, your story with us. I think it was very insightful. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward for the next podcast that we might have.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, for inviting me. It was really fun. And as you said, no meal, no deal. It's so important to create the right atmosphere. And cooking is always a great approach to negotiation. And this is what we do in some negotiation, that we cook together the evening before we start the negotiation, because it's teamwork, everyone is involved, and it's a great starting point. And thank you again, and check out Falk Academy.
Thank you so much. As Matthias said, negotiation is not a skill that you're born with, right? You can learn it. So we try our best to make it as accessible as possible with the Falk Academy. So please join us, please join the community, learn how to negotiate, and never forget, embrace the conflict.
Chop it up, slice it clean. Build a deal like a fine cuisine. Fabio's flair, spice extreme. Schranner's playbook sets the scheme. No meal, no deal, prep it right. Tables turn in the heat of the fight. Mix the terms, let the flavors ignite. Serve it bold.